but we cannot gag the voice of the people. This is not good. And like I said earlier, it's like you look at I read a lot of history. I love history, and I love history podcasts and stuff. And man,
Hardcore
you look
history is
at
the best one.
hardcore history. Dan Collin is so awesome.
It's fantastic. Start with the Mongols.
Yeah, but it's like you look through
So good.
history, man, and it's like we have this pressure. We're in this precious situation where, like, this rare, unusual situation where there's actually, I mean, within boundaries, there is actually freedom of speech, but it's rare in history, and usually it's like been some king or whatever that's just they were just by default suppress people, and now we have this like rare moment in history where the voice of the people is mostly not suppressed, but now there are people trying to suppress it, and we just need to fight really hard for freedom of speech. Um, this is very, I think, essential to the future of civilization.
I
Um,
absolutely agree with you. I mean, this is why you're fighting, right? This is why, you're fighting for free speech so that we can have it in the future. Because if we don't have control of the present, we do not have control of the future. It will be in the control of somebody else, someone that we absolutely do not want to be in control of anything.
yeah, exactly.
Just to chime in there, there are a lot of people in the last decade that have lost hope because what's happening in politics, what's happening in the media, there's so much frustration. And I think the most important thing that you've done here, Elon, with your steps that you are taking is to give people hope again.
Well, great. I mean, I'm really glad to hear that, and like I said, I'll do my best here. Um, I'm definitely going to make some mistakes along the way, and it won't be perfect, but I'll also then do my best to correct those mistakes, and to be, the least dumb possible. Um, but you know, like as I say, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, man. It's like, yeah. I mean,
It's a very white pilling moment to have you fight this fight. I mean, a lot of us have been fighting this culture war for free speech, basically. And, I think a lot of people have lost hope because they didn't see anyone caring about it, right? It's like the majority of people obviously do care, but they just don't know what to do. And yeah, it's true what Kim said, just to echo what he said. Thank you for fighting this fight. I mean, this is very, very important. It's not just you, it's not just me, it's all of us.
absolutely, I totally agree. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like sort of, worried about the future of civilization. Just like, are we headed in a good direction? Like, um, and if you study history, you sort of see like the arc of civilizations, the rise and fall. Um, there's the ancient Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians. Um, you know, in India and China, there have been many sort of rises and falls of civilizations within India and China, and it's just like people sometimes take for granted that because they've been in an upcycle, that things just get better in the future, and they don't just automatically get better. Um, they actually civilizations tend to have an arc, and we want to make sure that we do not find ourselves on the downslope of that arc.
Good times make weak men, right? And we are in the good times right now, and we're seeing a lot of weak men, right? Like that's where we are in this arc, and it sucks. So let's try not to repeat the same cycle. We need to fight the cycle.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's like, not to sort of get like too philosophical about things here, but there is like sort of a, I've had these discussions with like a lot of people, and feel like wondering like, sort of what's the meaning of life? Like, what should we do? Like, why do anything? And for some people that answer is religious, but then if you're not sort of very religious, then what is the answer? And actually, my theory on that is that I sort of believe in Douglas Adams.